The three men charged in the kidnapping, rape, and murder of Holly Bobo appear for a court hearing. New details revealed in the double homicide of a Tune father and son as suspects stand before a judge. The State Department of Education releases stats for high school performances. We've got a breakdown of some results for Jackson-Madison County schools. And you better bundle up, West Tennessee. If you're heading out tonight, Chief Meteorologist Tom Miners has a look at the cold weather coming up.
Now, from West Tennessee's news channel, this is 7 Eyewitness News at 5.
The judge in the Holly Bobo case gives an official trial date and venue for one of the three suspects. WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News reporter Jordan Hall takes us inside the courtroom.
Three suspects appear before Judge Creed McGinley, charged in the rape and murder of Holly Bobo, 5.5 years after her death and disappearance.
So the 6 years, 5 or 6 years, it's been hard for everybody. And it'll be an obstacle that we'll have to face during the trial.
At the motion hearing, the judge said Zach Adams would be the first of three suspects to be tried.
We got Zachary Adams' motion number 63 for an order requiring the state to announce which defendant will be tried first.
So far, all the court proceedings have been here in Decatur County, but in April, that will move to Hardin County. That's where the jury will meet 5.5 days a week. They'll be sequestered, and there'll be tight security until Zach Adams' trial is over.
There'll be metal detectors, there'll be x-rays, potentially there could be dogs circulated to make sure it's a safe environment at that time.
One of the motions from Zach Adams' attorneys was to exclude evidence taken from Zach Adams' home, but Judge McGinley says the state will let Adams' attorneys know what they plan to use. He also complimented both parties about their work.
I want to commend the parties for what I see a renewed sense of cooperation, that I think open discovery between the parties helps in facilitating the case.
The next court appearance is scheduled for February 1st in Decatur County. Jordan Hall, WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News.
Coming up tonight at 6, hear from a family spokesperson about having the trial for Zach Adams in Hardin County. The three suspects accused in an October double murder of a father and son in Tune appeared in court today. Andrian Bullock, Jeremy Hammer, and Damian Hammer faced a Hardeman County judge in a preliminary hearing. The court heard a written statement by Bullock, who claimed she drove Jeremy and Damian to the scene several times without knowledge of what was happening. The case will be headed over to a grand jury. We'll have more coming up tonight at 6.
Well, temperatures on this Wednesday evening already in the 30s for many parts of West Tennessee, including Jackson. We've got a temperature right now here at 503 of 39 degrees. It's the same in Camden. Savannah still holding on to the 40s, though. It's 43 degrees there, and Hohenwald at 32 at the moment. If you look at the forecast, though, for this evening, temperatures will quickly drop below freezing pretty much around or after 7 o'clock tonight under mostly clear skies and breezy conditions. And those winds will make temperatures feel like they're in the upper 20s in Jackson at 8 o'clock, but could feel like low 20s, even upper teens by 10 p.m. tonight. So that wind is really going to make that cold feel a little bit more harsh as we go through the evening. Lofton Chevrolet in Henderson has a look at your headlines tonight. We've got a very busy forecast for you with temperatures that'll stay below freezing for most of West Tennessee pretty much through Friday morning. After that, between Friday morning and Saturday afternoon, we can see temperatures warm up 50 degrees in a period of just 36 hours. After that, we've got another cold blast on the way, though, with more Arctic air moving in. We're monitoring the potential for thunderstorms on Saturday and the chance for a wintry mix Sunday morning. And I'll take a closer look at that forecast when we take your next look in a few minutes. Victoria, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. New at 5, a man is arrested after allegedly stealing a truck from the West Tennessee Railroad. According to an affidavit, Davion Brown is charged with theft of property over $10,000 after authorities found the stolen truck in his possession. The truck was reported stolen on October 21st from James Buchanan Drive. Browning told officers he worked for West Tennessee Railroad, but officials say he never worked for the company. He remains in custody in lieu of $5,000 bond. Across the state, an evacuation order in Rutherford County has been lifted following a semi-crash involving hazardous chemicals. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office says one semi caught fire burning dangerous chlorine-based chemicals. Officials evacuated more than 100 homes due to the toxic cloud extending from the crash site. Though residents are being allowed back, I-24 remains closed in both directions. Both drivers were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 4 people were killed in Alabama last night when an SUV went off of a boat ramp and fell into a river. Cherokee County authorities say 7 people were in the vehicle when it plunged into the Coosa River. 2 were rescued and are now out of the hospital with minor injuries. 4 bodies were pulled from the water by midnight. Search teams are still looking for 1 man, and it's still unclear what caused the SUV to crash. Across the country, today marks the 4th anniversary of one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. 20 students and 6 adults were gunned down at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut in 2012. 20-year-old gunman Adam Lanza later killed himself as police approached the school. Flags across Connecticut are at half-staff today to honor the victims, and the town marked the anniversary with 15 minutes of silence this morning. At 9:30, that's the time when the shooting started. Federal prosecutors have rested their case in the murder trial of Dylan Roof. The self-declared white supremacist has previously confessed to killing 9 people in a Charleston, South Carolina church. The defense is expected to finish calling witnesses this week. Court will be in recess for the holidays. The trial will resume on January 3rd. If convicted, Roof could face the death penalty. The results are in for the statewide school report cards, and they show Jackson-Madison County high schools have received average or better scores in all academic fields. WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News reporter Amanda Gary explains.
Tuesday, the Tennessee Department of Education released the state and district report cards for high schools.
We earned a level 5 TVAS composite score, which means that across the district, all subject areas in the high schools, we showed significant growth in our students.
TVAS is an analysis of scores that show how much growth the students make during the year compared to previous years on a scale of 1 to 5. The tests are made up of a number of subjects that include Algebra 1 and 2, Geometry, English 1, 2, and 3, Biology, Chemistry, and U.S. history, and the Board of Education credits this growth to both the teachers and their students.
There was a new test this year, and we know that it was more challenging, and I think that the level 5 is just showing that our teachers took that challenge on and raised their expectation for kids, and that the kids reached up to meet those expectations.
Top 3 in their class, Madison Academics and Liberty Tech, who earned a level 5, and Southside earning a level 4. We asked Anita Tucker, principal at Southside, how they plan to keep up the good work.
Focus on the standards that maybe our students didn't do as well on, but continue to work hard on a daily basis, teaching the standards and, wishing for the best every time those tests are given.
In Jackson, Amanda Gary, WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News.
Southside High School says they've already come up with ways to improve their score for next year. For the first time since 1989, 4 of the most senior positions in the president's cabinet could be held by white men. This is the first time no women have been chosen since George H.W. Bush's first cabinet was approved in 1989. Trump has selected women and minorities for other positions. Of his 18 picks to date, 12 are male, 14 are white, 1 is African American, and none are Latino. A Scandinavian furniture store opens its doors in West Tennessee. Hear from shoppers about some of their big finds. And the central bank raises its interest rate again, and another social network goes live. Big business stories are coming up after the break.